Welcome to another edition of Positively Incorrect TV, the talk and entertainment show that brings you the best in advice and experts on life, love, business, and so much more. This is Scott Cluthe, your host. Thanks for joining me today. So, how's your life working? Are you attracting the kind of business, relationships, people, and lifestyle you really want? Or just settling for what you think is all there is in life for you and your dreams? My guest today has a lot to say about that. It's my longtime friend, Anisa Aven, a woman who has been setting trends, walking her talk, and inspiring thousands of people for years. Welcome, Anisa Aven.
Thank you so much, Scott.
It is great to have you here.
An honor to be here.
Anisa Aven is a corporate executive, NLP master practitioner, author, coach, mom, and spiritual activist. Anisa's willingness to share her personal journey and formula for success has created loyal fans around the world. Anisa is considered one of the world's top manifestation mentors and a law of attraction expert and president and founder of TurnKey Coaching Solutions, a global executive coaching company. Anisa, I guess a great place to start, and it's so great to have you here on the show, is really, what is the law of attraction?
Good question. The law of attraction is a more newer word for the power of positive thought, the power of your mind, what we used to call new thought or intentionality. Science of the mind used to be one of the ways that people would caliber around it. But the bottom line is the law of attraction is what you think about, you bring about. It's about using our thoughts and our emotions, combining them in an intentional way to bring forth magnetically that which we desire. And that's how we use it intentionally. We're using it all the time, whether it's intentional or unintentional.
You know, you talk about the law of attraction. Is it possible a lot of people just do that naturally? They don't label it. They don't call it the law of attraction. They just say, gee, they're so successful. Why are they so successful? And they couldn't even tell you? Absolutely.
We are always attracting. What we put our attention upon comes into our lives. And you can see this from the way that you do laundry. If you hate doing laundry, then your laundry is going to end up being lousy for you, and it's going to be a bad experience. Or let's say you really enjoy Mexican food. Well, guess what? Now there's Mexican food on every corner. Or let's say you hate being in traffic. Well, guess what? You're going to be the one that ends up in traffic every day. Whereas I have one friend who, I don't know how he does it. He'll be at one side of town an hour away at 5 o'clock, and he will be on the other side of town, which would take anyone else in Houston an hour, and it takes him 15 minutes because he doesn't believe in traffic. Now, I know that sounds really odd, but that's that natural process. Some people are just constantly attracting positive, powerful opportunities because they have a powerful and positive attitude. And so it's the way that we shape our attitude is how it will manifest in our lives.
And of course, a great follow-up question would be then, so we can learn this law of attraction and set it into motion in our lives.
Absolutely. And if we don't learn it, it's still working. We are still attracting into our lives. It's just, it's random depending on our mood. If today I wake up in a bad mood, guess what? Today's not going to be a good day. My day will respond to my mood. And so by becoming intentional, then I can learn to channel that energy and intentionally manifest the big dreams I have.
We're going to return with more. It's terrific to have Anisa Aven here at AnisaAven.com. You are watching Positively Incorrect TV with your host, Scott Cluthe. Stay with me, won't you? Scott Cluthe here, back with Positively Incorrect TV. I'm so glad you joined me today. By the way, later in the show, another social commentary from Seymour Foxhole from the Black Hole. You've got to stick around for that. Today, though, great joy to be with one of my great friends and a great manifester and teacher of manifestation in all levels. It is also the president of TurnKey Coaching Solutions. It's Anisa Aven. Anisa, it is so great to see you again.
Thank you.
You know, we want to talk about coaching and so on. Just let our listeners know a little about TurnKey Coaching Solutions before we talk about some of the other things you work with.
We've been talking about manifesting and intentionality. Well, TurnKey is something that I decided a long time ago that I wanted to create. So about 7 years ago, I put forth an intention that I wanted to attract a partner, a business partner that was of like mind, that where we could come together and support the coaching community by bringing forth a lot of fantastic coaches who were great coaches but didn't know how to market themselves.
Right.
So long story short, we set an intention, and now TurnKey Coaching Solutions has coaches on pretty much every continent.
Really?
We set an intention to work with some of the top companies in the world, and we've manifested that. We provide global, scalable coaching programs for corporations and their high potentials and executives and what have you. And so that's been actually a perfect example of using intentionality to manifest a big dream into my life.
Well, the reason I asked about the coaching right now is I had mentioned, can you learn? Can you learn to manifest, to create your reality,
Yes.
to the law of attraction? So I assume that that comes into the coaching practice of turnkey coaching, or is that a part of it, or is it baseline?
Good question. Good
Yeah.
question. What I do, I still do visionary leadership coaching for executives personally. When I got with my partner, I said, I love helping people. This is my passion. This is what I will always do. So if we're going to build this other corporate business,
Right.
I need to keep my personal creative flow happening. And that was my personal visionary law of attraction coaching. Whereas turnkey brings sometimes leadership development and visionary development into companies. We do actually, turnkey does, our coaches do executive coaching and middle management coaching for all levels, for all different kinds of competencies.
Yeah.
So it's slightly different than my personal passion, which has to do with manifesting and creative intentionality.
Yeah. Now, you use some other skill set in your more personalized
Yes.
work, the creative vision,
Yes.
which is the world where I knew you when we first met, which you can find out a lot more at AnisaAven.com. It's easy to go there and connect and find out. There's newsletters and all that. You have a lot of content there. But what about the emotional? What's the component I'm looking for? The frequency.
Emotional freedom technique?
Emotional freedom technique. What is EFT?
It is the craziest tool I've ever used. And crazy because it is a process of tapping on the body's meridian points. Literally, you tap like this with intention.
A little Sammy Davis tap?
Exactly. And it somehow it connects to your body's grid, your energetic grid. It's the same grid that Oriental medicine practitioners have used for thousands of years to help heal.
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture, acupressure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It is using that same grid, but it's a process that we can do on our own and relieve everything from illness to emotional distress to lack of confidence to uncertainty to you name it. I have used EFT. At first, Scott, I just used it with one hopeless client who I tried to fire. I said, I'm not a good coach for you. Nothing that we do is working. Why do you still want to hire me? And so I said, all right, I've got one tool here. Let's try this. And he went from complete unhappiness to off the charts, had a relationship of his dream for the first time in his life. His business became successful. He cleared up some health issues, all because of emotional freedom technique.
That's amazing. We'll talk more about emotional freedom technique and lots of issues around manifesting your life and your dreams. Here on Positively Incorrect TV, your host Scott Cluthe, my special guest Anisa Aven at AnisaAven.com. You stay with me, and we'll be right back. Scott Cluthe here. Welcome back. Positively Incorrect TV. It is great to have you out there. Don't forget, later in the show, you want to stick around for my man Seymour Foxhole with a black hole report, our societal commentary special on every show. Right now, though, it's a pleasure to welcome back Anisa Aven. Anisa, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
We were talking about the emotional freedom technique.
Yes.
What the veracity of something like this? Is this a you'll see it when you believe it thing? I mean,
it
really.
Absolutely is. I have one client who She used it every day for about 18 months, and every day she would come back to me and say, I just don't think this is working. This is just not working. This is the weirdest thing ever. Why am I doing this? And I would ask her, I'd say, well, if it's not working, stop doing it. I mean,
Right.
it's a 3-minute process, Scott, of tapping on your body's intentions while saying, even though I'm unhappy with my weight, or even though I don't weigh what I want to weigh, or even though I feel fat, I love and accept myself. Oh, I'm fat, whatever it is. Well, at the end of that 18 months, she had lost the 25 pounds that she had been unable to lose for about 5 years previous, and she's kept it off since.
Really?
But every day, she would say to me, or at least every day I spoke to her, this is just crazy, this is not working, I don't know why I'm doing this, and I encouraged her to stop. She didn't, and sure enough, it's worked. And I've seen clients use emotional freedom technique along with intentionality to heal things from preventing one client prevented a shoulder injury from going into surgery. Another client manifested great grades after failing. I can't remember what college it was or what they were learning, but failed the class, then went back, EFT'd his lack of confidence, and the next thing you know, he was passing with flying colors. And so it's one of those incredible tools that allows us to get over ourselves so that we can get clear.
Yeah, I understand that. Getting over ourselves is a great thing to do, especially when we're being run by stories that are no longer true, or stories somebody else has given us, and certainly that's where real coaching and real skill in understanding and working with clients, not about agreeing with what their story is, but about being willing to take their story apart with them in an honest way, but a positive and supportive way, can make a tremendous transformation in their lives.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, too many times we live our lives driving, looking in the rearview mirror. And if you want to, you know, you're going to end up where you were that way in life. And
Absolutely.
I know that for me, as a professional coach as well, a graduate of Coach U, and working with people in coaching, I see it all the time that people don't even realize how they bought into their own story about the way life is.
That is absolutely right.
And we're going to come back and talk with Anisa Aven more about all that and spirituality and money. Do they mix? Do they mingle? Are they oil and vinegar? Here on Positively Incorrect TV with your host, Scott Cluthe. Stay with me, won't you?